Hi YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So, let's take a look at the first of a set series of 4. The Celebration Thomas TrackMaster engine. Yeah, now we're talking. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. Purchased this again from Toys R Us online in Australia, and you can see here that even though I bought it online, it's obviously got a lot of scuff marks on the packaging. So as I said, I don't really have any desire to keep these in packaging anyway, but if I did, I might be a bit sad because this box has been really dinged up. Speaking of box, this is a really different style box to most TrackMaster boxes. I'm going to talk a little bit more about in a second why that's potentially a bit of a problem. But yeah, you can see there's like these weird little holes on the side here for some reason. Thomas is in his own little bubble inside, but there's so much empty space in this box. Like, look at that, all that stuff. The whole part of the top is just empty. It's really strange. As you can see, there we go. The weird thing you've got is like, this is just a generic, this is obviously a special background. These are special to show all the Celebration engines. But for some reason, they've just given it a really generic description, which doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to go all the effort of making a big special box, surely you would be like, celebrate, 70th anniversary of Thomas and Friends with this exciting special edition Thomas. Collect the whole series, like surely you would do that. But they didn't for some reason, which is super bizarre. Again, there's the details on the bottom. Boring. We've looked at that side. Yeah, so in other words, I think this is an impressive little box. You can see there's a little bit that comes up here if you want to hang it up. But I just don't think they quite made the most of it. And again, you can see here again the 75th sticker on there, which I think, as I said in the Diamond Thomas review, you can actually remove. So what are we waiting for? Let's free him from his packaging. Hi YouTube. So you can see I've actually cut to a little bit of a weird screen recorder thing, and that's because I want to show you something which I think is a little bit sinister that I've seen happening a couple of times with Thomas and Friends merchandise. So you can see here that this is the Toys R Us Australia website that I bought my Thomas and Friends TrackMaster from, and you can see that on this picture you see Thomas here and you see this, and you're like, what's that? Interesting, don't know. Oh, it's this. It's a book. It's a book about Thomas I get with my little engine. Awesome. And then hey, look, that's the box. You can see here quite clearly. You can see the different packaging with the slope. You can see the big square box, and you can see the book at the back there, because in at least the US release of this engine, you can see Celebration Thomas and Storybook, you get the storybook. But as you would know if you've been watching this video, I got no storybook with my engine because it seems like the packaging that the Mattel is sending to Australia doesn't include the storybook, which is fine, but it should not advertise that this is something that comes with the book. Now, there's nothing in the description talking about the book, which is good, but still a bit of a problem. As you can see, they've sold out, very popular. If we go to Mr. Toy's Toy World, you can see again, here it is, metallic. You can see a bit more expensive, but correctly, it shows the actual packaging and engines which you get in this series. So that's good of these guys to do that. As you can see, there's a slightly more expensive Diamond Thomas. But I think what then is super duper interesting is this is the website I was talking about with the Thomas Minis problem, where if you go like this, if it wants to load, you can see everyone is on the internet all at once, well, at the moment, as you can imagine. So here we go. If we go Thomas Minis, again, this website is not the quickest. They may have actually gotten rid of it because I sent them so you can see originally what they had was they had a little thing like this, which had a picture of the 2020 minis, and they sent me 2019. So I did send them a complaint to ask them about that, and it seems like they've fixed it, which is good. But yeah, it's just something to be really, really careful of. Make sure when you are buying things, you are confirming what's actually included with them. I'm going to be sending this company an email just to let them know the pictures they've got are wrong, because I assume what happens is Mattel sends them out stock footage of just pictures of their stuff, and it's up to them to upload them, and obviously they did not confirm which ones they had. But anyway, rant over, that's okay. Let's get on with the review. Alrighty, I'm coming back to you with this wild update because there's a package inside a package. This part comes off, the big box part, and you can see I pulled off the little 75th logo again. And then you have this, and that's actually what this hook's attached to. So this is how I think these are supposed to be displayed, or at least they can be displayed, which explains why this Thomas is in its own bubble here. But then why on earth was that 75th logo not stuck on here? Also, as a quick side note, you can see the 75th one from the Diamond Thomas, which is here, is smaller than the one from the TrackMaster. Just an interesting observation. But yeah, so I don't understand what's going on here. There's two boxes for some reason. Yeah, super, super weird. So in the box, we get these two lovely engines, or well, it's engine and the wagon, and you also get the instructions, which are just the normal instructions you get for all TrackMaster engines. So let's put the truck off to the side and let's pick up this shiny, shiny Celebration Thomas. So we're going to do a quick turnaround just to kind of see what we're dealing with. Yeah, all right. So let's come to the Thomas face. Now, as you probably would know, I hate this Thomas face. I think it's garbage. And it's really disappointing they haven't fixed it. Like, so many of the other... Why haven't they just gotten this face and made it bigger so it fits on the TrackMaster? Like, this face is not good. I don't like it. Nothing painted for the light or the buffers, which is not surprising, but also, you know, maybe for a special edition one you thought they might have, you thought wrong. And then we come around to the really exciting part. Look, you can see the camera in the reflection. You can see he's been painted in this shiny, you know, chrome kind of vac metal paint, which is really nice. You see he doesn't have any special detailing on him. It's not like this one which had the 75th logo. It's just the normal standard Thomas print, but over the top of this really shiny metallic, this autofocus is really annoying me, shiny and metallic kind of surface, which I think is really, really nice. Again, you can come around to the back. What you can see though is that it doesn't take much for this to get scratched. Like, I literally got this out of the box just then. Haven't dropped it or anything. And you can see there's already some scratches and marks on this surface. So these kind of paint jobs are not good for kids. If you gave this to a kids, they will destroy this paint job. It is not very sturdy. Coming around to the bottom, it's just your classic TrackMaster on the bottom with, you know, the painted wheel and the no free rolling, etc., etc. But yeah, you can see that this is really just a standard kind of... This autofocus is just having a whole time. Standard kind of Thomas, but with that nice painted, you know, paint deco, which is really nice. So I think that looks really nice, but it does have the problems of all the Thomas 2 TrackMasters, as you would expect. What I think is also a nice bonus, and I don't know why they did this necessarily, I guess just because they made James and James has a tender, is to include this also vac metal painted truck, which is kind of cool. The wheels on these being like geared, it still weirds me out. But yep, you can see we've just got the basic little truck here. Have they always just had that at the back? Don't know, it just seems like a little bit more cheap and nasty than even normal for TrackMaster 2. Yeah, but you can see you've got that really nice shiny coat on that red little truck. It would be nice if they could have included like an Annie and Clarabelle. But, you know, they didn't, so that's fine. And then again, you can just couple these together. I'm not going to put batteries in them because I don't really care about that part of the review. They run, I assume, like normal TrackMaster engines. And you can run it like that. Again, noting that as per all TrackMaster 2, the rolling stock is way too small for the engines. So yeah, that's the Celebration Thomas for TrackMaster 2. Now, I have seen these also sold for a variety of different prices. The price I paid for this was $14.99, which is pretty much the same as you would pay for a 2-pack of the TrackMasters anyway. The 3 packs with the engine and the 2 coaches usually cost about $20 in Australia. So given this is a special edition, I think $14.99 Australian is actually very good. But I have seen these for up to $20 to even $22 in Australia. And what is interesting and what I'd love to know is, as I've already talked about earlier in this video, a lot of listings show this with, I think, the American version, which has the book. And so I don't know if some of the more expensive listings are the one with the book included, in which case I can understand it being $20, $25 because you do get that little book as well, which is really nice. But if it's just this version, which just has the engines, then yeah, I think you want to be paying no more than $15 for it. It is a really nice engine, but again, thinking about the fact that it's really a collector's model, it'll scratch and get very quickly damaged and look quite tattered and yuck if you play with it as a kid. So I think it really is designed as a collector's model. So it doesn't have as much play value, I think, as a normal TrackMaster engine does, because you can't play with it without damaging it, because it is very fragile in that paint scheme. But yeah, otherwise, that's what I think about this. Obviously, I have got the whole set of the Nia and James and Percy, which I'll also be reviewing very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, do all those cool things you do on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, blah, blah, blah. That's all we've got time for. This is XtremeTrainz.